Let's talk about the NFL playoff divisional round. 4 games happened. I thought one game was fantastic. I thought one was a dud for sure. The other 2 are debatable. It wasn't a particularly extremely compelling weekend of football. I hate saying that. It's the NFL playoffs. Like, yes, but for me personally, I wasn't moved. The game that got me, though, my favorite game of the weekend, was the Buccaneers playing the New Orleans Saints. The Buccaneers won. They beat the Saints 30-20. By the way, before we get into all the games, I went 4-0, by the way, in my predictions. I got every single prediction right. I'm not going to gloat because I know that for everything I get right, I also get stuff wrong, and I understand. But man, does it feel so stinking good. I got so much hate, so much anger, Saints fans. Oh my goodness. They were not happy. They were angry. They let me have it. And by the way, hey, Saints fans, have fun watching the Super Bowl from home. I know you guys would have done that anyway, but my point is it's so awesome. I really, I'm gloating more than I should. So Drew Brees had 3 interceptions. It was kind of sad. I thought that even Drew Brees' body language throughout the game, he looked like he was hoping it would work, like he was hoping he would win, not that he was confident he would win. And that's a weird thing, but body language does matter. I am pretty confident this is going to be Drew Brees' final game in the NFL. He'll probably wait till after the Super Bowl to announce that he's retiring. We saw as Drew Brees walked off the field after losing the game, he had that like kind of final look back at the Metrodome or whatever what's it called, the Superdome, whatever the name of the place is in New Orleans. He looked back at the stadium and just had this look of like, man. And you could see that final look was very telling of a guy that looks like he's walking away from the NFL for a long, long time. And he also had this amazing moment. It went kind of viral. Tom Brady with Drew Brees and Drew Brees' kids, where they changed, they took showers, they came back out onto the field. They gave each other hugs and shook hands. And Tom Brady actually threw a touchdown pass to Drew Brees' kid, which is just amazing. I love that. Number one, I really like that. I think they really respect each other. They're in a weird situation where how many quarterbacks have done what they've done in the NFL? Been at the very top for so long, into their 40s, won Super Bowls. I imagine they are people who have a kinship because they understand the position the other one is in pretty well. I think it's pretty cool. I imagine it's really nice to find people who understand you when you're in a position like the starting quarterback of a franchise that's winning a ton of games and setting records. And for Tom Brady, Drew Brees, it looks like their relationship's even deeper than I would have thought. When they hugged each other just in pads after the game, Brady said, "We'll be in touch," and they kind of just went their own way. And I love that, man. I don't know how you can hate Tom Brady. I really don't. The graciousness Tom Brady has, and we've seen that really in Tampa Bay a lot. I would imagine in New England they said, don't say this, don't do that. But in Tampa, I feel like we've seen more of Tom Brady. And I thought the tenderness of Tom Brady to go say hi to Drew Brees, to throw a touchdown pass to his kid. Oh, my gosh, I love that. And it kind of felt like the ending of a movie, actually, like where the star walks away. And I couldn't think of a better way for Drew Brees to end his career. I couldn't think, obviously, a better way would have been to win a Super Bowl. But that moment, the moment got me emotional watching on TV, watching on Instagram after the other videos. I really enjoyed it. Here's something Tyrann Mathieu, the Kansas City Chiefs safety, said about Drew Brees. He said, being from New Orleans, Drew Brees meant everything to us in that city. At many times, our only hope, to smile and feel good, to live in a winning reality, was that man. That man gave us all life. None of us are perfect, but he was close. Salute. So a lot of respect from Tyrann Mathieu to Drew Brees. And I want to give a warning to people. The Buccaneers they're dangerous, man. They're a team on a mission. And the Buccaneers are a team that could win a Super Bowl. Remember, they play the Packers next week. Last time they played the Packers, they dominated them. They beat the crap out of them. So the Buccaneers have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. They got Tom Brady. They're on a mission. They believe in their quarterback. And keep an eye on the Buccaneers. They could win next week in Lambeau and go to the Super Bowl. Now, this next game is kind of like, I didn't love it. The Chiefs beat the Browns 22-17. Number one, Patrick Mahomes got a concussion. He didn't play like half of the third quarter, then the entire fourth quarter didn't play. And the Chiefs won the game with enough points from Mahomes. They didn't need him to score more. But what's really interesting is whether or not Mahomes is going to play next week against Buffalo. Is he going to get through concussion protocol in time to play? I would imagine yes. I can't imagine that. How much money did they pay him? And it's the game to get into the Super Bowl. I know that science and medical stuff, I would imagine that you find a way to make it happen if you were Kansas City to get him on the field and find a doctor who will say yes. I mean, I can't imagine Mahomes going to miss a game. Is that the right thing ethically? I don't know. But I would be shocked if Patrick Mahomes didn't play next week. Really kind of the moment that drove me nuts for Cleveland. The Browns had the ball 4th and 9 on their own 32-yard line. 4 minutes left. 4 minutes and like 9 seconds left. And they punted the ball away. They said, hey, you know what? Take the ball. We're gonna try to stop you on defense. They could not. On 4th and inches, Andy Reid called a pass play with backup quarterback Chad Henne. They threw it for a first down. They iced the game. They won the game. And I don't know why the Browns didn't go for it on 4th and 9, 4 minutes left on their own 32-yard line. I know you're deep in your own territory. It's 4th and 9, but you need the first down there. And let's imagine that you get stopped on 4th and 9. So Kansas City gets the ball with great field position in field goal range already. And then guess what? Really what you got to do is you got to hold Kansas City to a field goal. If you hold Kansas City to a field goal, then it's an 8-point game. You're down 25-17. Then you have I guess my point is that was the most likely path to getting another possession. If you punt on 4th and 9 with 4 minutes left on your own 32, I know you're in your own territory, but you're probably not going to get the ball back playing Kansas City. You can't assume you're going to get the ball back. And I thought they punted away the game. I was screaming on my TV going, go for it, go for it. Like, don't you see? Because even if you hold Kansas City to a field goal, you still get the ball back. The Chiefs have to kick off the ball back to you. So I'm excited for the Browns next year. I think the Cleveland Browns have something in place there with Kevin Stefanski, with Baker Mayfield. I was just disappointed they punted on 4th and 9. Like, you got to understand, like, it's Kansas City. You have to go for it on 4th down. The only time we've seen Kansas City lose a legitimate game that they didn't rest their starters in was against the Raiders earlier this year, and the Raiders went for it on 4th down. They understood the circumstance they were in. They took risks, and I was like, I was so disappointed to watch Kevin Stefanski punt the ball away and not take a risk at the end of the game. Hey, Andy Reid risked it. Andy Reid went for it on 4th and inches at the end of the game. He took the risk. Kevin Stefanski didn't. One coach won, one did not. Will Mahomes play next week? That is the huge, massive question for next weekend in the AFC Championship game against Buffalo. The Bills beat the Ravens 17-3. If one of the 4 games last week was a dud, it was absolutely this game. Ugly game. Lamar Jackson had a pick 6 where he threw it in the end zone. They drive all the way down the field. Kind of one of the better drives all day for Baltimore. They drive to the goal line. On 3rd and goal, Lamar Jackson throws a pick 6. Throws an interception in the end zone, It's taken back 101 yards for an interception and a touchdown. And you're like, oh, man. And then Lamar got hurt on the final play of the 3rd quarter, And so Lamar Jackson didn't play the entire 4th quarter. Got a concussion. It was just a kind of a slow, ugly, really windy night in Orchard Park, Buffalo. And Orchard, I don't know if that's the area. I know it's what they call it. My point is that it was just a windy, ugly game. Not a lot of offense going on. The Bills did score an offensive touchdown. I was actually surprised. I went, oh, wow. I can't believe they scored. I thought it was going to be a defensive battle the entire time. And I think wind played a huge factor in that game. By the way, I picked the Bills to win. So I went 4-0 on the weekend. Really kind of proud. Now, the Packers beat the Rams 32-18. Jared Goff played very well. If I got anything wrong about this game, it's that Jared Goff played great. I was surprised. He threw the ball better than I would have thought. He looked healthier than he did the previous week. Now, we saw Aaron Rodgers make a couple plays in this game. He had one play where he ran around behind the line of scrimmage. He extended a play. Pressure's there. Pressure got on him. He escaped pressure running, ran left, ran right, stepped up, threw the ball downfield for like a huge gain. And when Aaron Rodgers moves around really well behind the line of scrimmage, you can't win. He's unbeatable. And I have a whole topic planned about how I was wrong about Aaron Rodgers. I did a thing a long time ago about how I said Aaron Rodgers is not elite. Where I was wrong about that is you can have an elite quarterback on a terrible team. We saw that with Deshaun Watson this year. And my whole hypothesis from that video was, how can you have an elite quarterback on a terrible team? Well, No, Deshaun Watson proved that you can't have an elite quarterback on a terrible team. And we've seen the minute that Aaron Rodgers got Matt LaFleur a great coach, they went from a team that went 7-9, 6-9-1 to 13-3 2 years in a row in the NFC Championship game. Coach is everything. Coach and some pieces around Aaron Rodgers. But man, what I don't really understand is why Matt LaFleur, the Green Bay Packers head coach, is not in consideration for the NFL Coach of the Year. He should be. Where would Green Bay be without Matt LaFleur? I know we give Aaron Rodgers all the praise, and deservedly so. But the coach played a part of that. I mean, he is the thing you added, and bam, 13-3, 2 NFC Championship games in a row. I am so impressed with Matt LaFleur. And next week, Packers play the Buccaneers. I believe the Buccaneers are going to win. Brady against Aaron Rodgers. I don't even have a good schematic. Here's why based on this or that. My belief is that I think Tom Brady's the kind of guy I sound so stupid saying that, I understand. But I think in the fourth quarter when it matters most, Tom Brady pulls the best out of his teammates. He's going to win that matchup. If it's a tie game going into the fourth quarter, my money's on Tom Brady rather than Aaron Rodgers. And I think in a huge game, I think Tom Brady wins next weekend, and we'll see what happens. But I'm picking the Buccaneers to win next weekend. I'll do a more detailed prediction in a couple days, probably Thursday or Friday. It's tomorrow or Friday. And you'll hear a better reason why I believe that. Or, hey, maybe I'll do some more research and go, I'm totally wrong. Here's what's, this guy's missing, and this is going to happen. And based on what I saw last time, remember, the Buccaneers beat the crap out of the Packers last time they played. And Aaron Rodgers had his worst game of the year. And it felt like Aaron borderline quit the game. He was he just was not into the game. He was upset. We never saw the moment where Aaron arched his back and brought his team back in and fought back into the game. He threw 2 interceptions early, kind of embarrassed about it. And you would think that Aaron would be looking for revenge. But I don't think Tom Brady is fazed by, we won last time. He's not going to overlook Aaron Rodgers at all. I think it's going to be a close, intense game that Tom Brady and the Buccaneers win in the end next weekend.